So Toy Story 5 is happening, and while we don't know too much information yet, that hasn't stopped you all from sharing your theories and predictions. So I asked over on YouTube and Threads, what do you think will happen in Toy Story 5? And some of your answers were honestly kind of genius, and others, well, they were a little unhinged, but in the best way possible. So let's go through all of them, and I'll give my reactions along the way. So on YouTube, JR Carpenter X2U says, will Woody get a new voice box? That is such a simple question, but low-key, it's a really interesting one. We saw in Toy Story 4 where Woody gave up his voice box to give to Gabby Gabby, so he doesn't have one anymore. I think it's not necessary to give him a new voice box story-wise, but for the toys and merchandise, they'll 100% do it. Because kids love listening to Woody's phrases and pulling the string on his back. So I feel like just for the merchandise point of view, they might give him a new voice box. Dan Mulholland 1634 says, I have a feeling something tragic may happen to Buzz Lightyear. Then added, that's also part of my reasoning why Buzz was dumbed down in Toy Story 4. It could be his age, like the wire or chip deteriorating. This theory honestly slaps. I read this theory and I was like, this could totally be something Pixar does for Toy Story 5. Because I, and like a lot of other people, were really sad that they really dumbed down Buzz in Toy Story 4. And so this is how the malfunctioning Buzz Lightyear toys in Toy Story 5 could connect to the whole story, and also filling this plot hole in Toy Story 4 that a lot of people didn't like. And it could really bring everything full circle and connect everything together. And I really think if they go this route, this could honestly be really well done. Because we do know that toys with chips and wires like Buzz Lightyear will deteriorate over time. And so doing this is a very interesting thing to do, and honestly would make me really excited for Toy Story 5. So I really like this theory. Andrew T. 2002 on Threads says, I predict Woody will die. Yes, I believe he will die sacrificing himself. Wow, this one came in hot. Do I really think this will happen? Absolutely not. I do not think Pixar is emotionally cruel enough to kill off their main character like that. But maybe Woody sacrificing himself in some way, maybe him getting injured may happen. But I really see the sacrificing or something bad happening to Buzz Lightyear because of the malfunctioning Buzz toys. And so Woody dying, I don't think it will happen. And Buzz dying, I also don't think it will happen. But I do think they may sacrifice themselves in a way they could get injured. I don't think Pixar would kill off their main characters, because if they want to keep this franchise going, which they have teased, you can't do it without Woody and Buzz, in my opinion. Michael _DeGrew _09 predicts, Woody and Bo stayed with Buzz, Jessie, and the whole gang at the end. Bo Peep is in it, Woody will get a new voice box, Jessie gives his sheriff's badge back to Woody. This one reads like a Toy Story fan fiction in the best way possible. I love the idea of Bo being back in this one, because they haven't teased that she will be back. If they do Toy Story 5 without Bo, I will be mad, because you had this amazing character arc for Bo in Toy Story 4, and just to not see that continue in Toy Story 5 will really be heartbreaking. So yes, I do hope she will be back. And then I've already touched upon what I think of Woody getting a new voice box. But Jessie giving Woody his badge back, I don't know how to feel. It was such a touching moment for me in Toy Story 4, seeing when Woody gave his badge to Jessie. And so just to undo it and give it back to him, I just don't know how to feel. You did this amazing moment in Toy Story 4, and just to undo it kind of feels wrong to me. But again, this is kind of like the voice box thing, where they might just reset it to the status quo for the marketing and toys and the merch. Because, just so Woody can have his badge in the merch. I would love to see Jesse wearing a badge in the toys and merch. I don't think Woody needs his badge back, and I really think that would just be undoing stuff. I personally hope that does not happen. Annapora2 says, pure evil in the new villain lily pad, and more bullseye scenes because I like horses. I honestly hope so. In Toy Story 4, it was cool to get a different complex villain like Gabby, who wasn't pure evil, but was more misunderstood. We've been getting that a lot from Disney and Pixar, so I do hope they go back to that pure evil villain like Lotso and Sid, because I want to see that. But do I think it will be that way? From the pictures and what it's sounding like, I don't think she will be a pure evil villain. I do hope so, but it sounds like she'll be more of a misunderstood, like, anxiety villain. But I do hope so. Yes, more bullseye scenes. Give him some love, because he's such an underrated part of the gang. Honestly, I hope all of Andy's original toys get more screen time, more lines, and actually matter in this movie. Unlike in Toy Story 4, where they were more just like side characters. Whitebird Matthew says, my prediction is that the toys will find their way back to Andy, all grown up with children of his own. Bo Peep will return, like in the last one, and we will get to see some old enemies working together to save toy kind from electronics, like Zurg, Stinky Pete, and Lotso. Andy showing up in this one as a parent would wreck people emotionally, especially if Woody and Buzz get to see him all grown up with kids of his own. But do I think this will happen in the Toy Story universe? Yes. Do I think it will happen in Toy Story 5? And do I hope it will happen in Toy Story 5? No. Toy Story 5 is too early. I want to see this happen in Toy Story 6. I want them to bring the gang back together in Toy Story 5, do some little stuff with technology, and then reunite them in Toy Story 6. The first part of the trilogy, 1, 2, and 3, was with Andy, and then Andy giving the toys to Bonnie, and then 4, 5, and 6 will be Bonnie's trilogy, and it will end with them going back to Andy for a full circle moment, and then stop. Don't make any more Toy Story films. That is how I want the franchise to end. I want them to end with the toys going back to Andy. And I know that's controversial. I've heard people say, no, don't bring Andy back. But that is how I want the Toy Story franchise to end. I think it would be perfect to see it like that. And a redemption arc for the villains like Lotso and Pete, that would be really interesting, but I kind of hope it doesn't happen. I love how Lotso's story ended, so I hope he doesn't come back. And even Stinky Pete, I don't really want to see him come back, because I think his story ended quite well. I do think the characters that have a possibility of returning is Zurg, just because of the malfunctioning Buzz Lightyear toys. I feel like they may bring back Zurg. And also, Stinky Pete, like I said, I don't want to return, but I do think he'll return in some way. And there's a possibility he could return in like a vision or a flashback Jesse is having, because Tim Allen did already say that this movie will really focus on Jesse's struggles. So bringing him back in like a flashback or a vision or something like a dream that Jesse's having could be really interesting. Okay, so I was not expecting that many emotional gut punches from your predictions. I'm so excited to see which ones turn out to be true. So let me know your predictions for Toy Story 5 in the comments, and I might include it in the next one of these. And hey, if you're still watching, you're probably a big Toy Story fan just like me. So hit the like button and subscribe for more updates, reactions, and everything Pixar.